friends, and welcome back, and thank you for joining me in the kitchen today. Today I'm just working on getting some chicken thighs cut up. I'm going to be making some chicken nuggets today. These are just some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm just cutting them into about 1-inch pieces, just bite-sized pieces. And I've sliced them into 3 slices, and then I'm just simply cutting those pieces in half just to make some chicken nugget size. I'm cutting each thigh into 8 pieces, so we'll get 8 nuggets out of each thigh. And right here, I'm just going to slice. There's a little bit of fat there. I'm going to slice that off and get rid of that. I'm also going to be making some Parmesan crusted zucchini and yellow squash to go with our chicken nuggets tonight. So if you'd like to see that video, I just posted that. And I will also leave a link to that in the description if you want to go check that out. And I'm just using chicken thighs tonight just what I had in my freezer, and I just pulled out some chicken thighs yesterday to defrost, and I figured I would do these with thighs. They work with thighs, or you can use chicken breast, whatever you want. We think they are a little tender and a little more juicier with a thigh, but we've made them with chicken breast before, and they turn out just as good. Now I'm going to be deep frying these later. And if you don't want to deep fry these, they do work in the air fryer just as well. I have tried them in both and they work just fine. So if you don't want to deep fry these, they usually take about 15 to 18 minutes in the air fryer at about 325 degrees. But today I'm just going to be putting them in some hot oil and we're going to get them fried up. So let's get these coated. In my pan here, I just have 2 eggs and about 1/4 cup of water. I'm just going to mix this up real well. And then in my plate here, I have a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're going to get these seasoned up. I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder in each one of these. And I'm also going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, if you want to make spicy chicken nuggets, you can always add your favorite hot sauce into the egg mixture right here. Just mix it all up. It would give you some spicy chicken nuggets. And I'm going to do the same with black pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon in each. And then I'm going to add some paprika. And like I said, if you want to make it spicy, you can even use a chipotle powder, or you can use a smoked paprika, which has got a little bit of a spice to it. And then I'm just going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt in these. If you don't have garlic salt, you can just use regular salt. We're just going to get that mixed all up. Get all these seasonings mixed. And these are a very, very good chicken nugget. And they're over the top when it comes to chicken nuggets. So chicken nuggets, you just have the plain old breading, but with these, we're going to add some Parmesan into the crust, which just gives it that really, really nice flavor. And if you want to make these Italian style, you can always add in some Italian seasoning. Okay, so right here, I just have a cup of panko breadcrumbs. You can find this like where you find the soy sauce in the grocery store. And I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. This is just the store-bought, or just the store brand name. And I'm just going to get this all mixed up. So we have the breadcrumbs and the Parmesan all mixed together. And that Parmesan just gives it that extra flavor. But if you want, you could add the Italian seasoning and then dip these in tomato sauce at the end if you want. And if you use the tomato sauce and the Italian seasoning, it kind of makes it taste like a Parmesan chicken. So that would be good also, but today I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do these plain with just the Parmesan. So I am just simply dredging the chicken into this flour. We're just going to get it real nice and coated. Do a little bit at a time here. I'm making a mess. I'm getting flour all over the counter. I have to get that cleaned up. But we just want to coat them really nice. And then I'm just going to kind of shake them off to get the excess flour off, and then we're going to put them in the egg mixture. So we'll get all these coated and get them into the egg mixture. This is a really simple recipe. It only takes maybe 15 or 20 minutes from start to finish. So if you just want to make these as for snack night, they would go great as appetizers. If you're having a party or something, you just want to have some appetizers, you could serve them on little toothpicks if you want. But they make a great snack size food that if you just want to make something quick, or if you want to make a whole meal out of them like I'm going to tonight. So I'm just going to get all this flour shook off of these, and we will move to the next coating. And if you have little kids or grandkids, they love these. I mean, we know all kids love chicken nuggets. Okay, so on my left hand, I'm wearing gloves for this, just because it's a little easier for cleanup. On my left hand, I'm going to keep this as my wet hand, and my right hand I'm going to keep as my dry hand, because if you try to use one hand and mix back and forth, you're going to end up with a really clumpy mess in your hand. So I'm just going to coat these really well in the egg mixture, and I'm going to put them in the Parmesan, and then I'm just going to toss them lightly in the Parmesan. With the egg on there, the Parmesan sticks right to them. And we're just going to simply put them on the plate. And I'm going to work on getting the rest of these all coated up. But see, they're nice and coated. So I'm going to get these all coated. And like I said, these are really tasty little nuggets. That Parmesan just adds another kick of flavor to them. But they're great for snacks, great for appetizers. So we're just going to get the rest of these finished up. And then I'm going to get this area cleaned up, get my hands all washed up. And I will show you how I'm going to fry these. Okay, so in my deep frying pan here, I just have about little over 1 inch of oil in here, probably about 1.5 inches, and I let it come up to temperature. I've got it on a medium high, and I just put the flour in there, and you see how that flour tends to cook really fast once you put it in. That's an indication that your oil is ready. So I'm just on about a medium high heat. I'm going to go ahead and get all these in, and be careful when you're frying these. That oil is hot. You don't want any little ones in the kitchen next to the stove when you're doing this. Just be careful to gently place them in there so you don't splash yourself. You don't want to put them all in at once because they'll clump all up. So just put them in one at a time. And I'm just going to put half of these in. I'm going to do these in 2 batches. If we put too many in one pan, it's going to cool down the oil, and then they're going to be soggy, and you won't get that nice crispy Parmesan crust and that panko crust when it's done. So we're just going to get half of those in. And I'm going to give these a little bit of a stir just to make sure that they are not sticking to each other. And I like to use these metal strainers here. These are really nice for deep frying anything. I'm just going to give it a little stir. And these are not going to take long. They're only going to take about 5 or 6 minutes to cook. So we're going to let these cook for a minute. And by the time they turn nice and golden brown, the chicken inside is done because they're such small little pieces. So they've been cooking for about 5 or 6 minutes now. See how nice and golden brown they are? I did pull one out, cut it in half just to make sure the chicken was cooked. And I just have a cookie sheet here, and I've just got some paper towel on here that I'm going to pull these out of here and let them drain on the paper towel. And then we're going to give the oil a couple minutes, let it heat back up, and we're going to put the second round in. So let's get the rest of these in now. This is a very quick, easy, and it's great for dinner. If you just want to make this and maybe make some french fries, you can even have some tater tots on the side. Tonight, like I said, I'm going to be doing some fried zucchini and yellow squash with it. I figured I already have the oil out. I might as well do them all at the same time. So this will kind of be a cheat meal tonight. We don't eat a lot of fried food, but every once in a while we like to have some fried food. So we're going to get these in, and we're going to get them cooking, and we're going to do the same as the first round. They're going to take about 5 or 6 minutes, just until they're nice and golden brown. So I'm going to stir these up again. just to make sure they do not stick to each other. And we're going to let these get cooking. Okay, the second batch is nice and ready. They are golden brown and they are cooked. So we're going to get them on our paper towels and let them drain. I just want to say thank you everybody for joining me today in the kitchen. This is just a quickie little recipe I figured I would share with you. And don't these look delicious? Got them all on the plate. They are nice and golden brown and nice and crispy. And we just like to serve them with some ranch dressing. You could use barbecue sauce or honey mustard or any favorite dip of your choice, but we just like to serve them with ranch. So I want to say thank you again to everybody for watching, and I hope you get a chance to try this. It's very quick and easy. It only took me about 15 minutes, and that was including chopping the chicken up. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great day.